This video is sponsored by grass. Please consider touching some today. Mad City was released more than 3 years ago, so in that time they've had quite a few vehicles for anyone to get for free. You could get these through things like limited time events, boss fights, or by completing challenges and gaining XP. So in this video, I'll just be going through some of the coolest free vehicles, in my opinion, and what makes them so interesting. Also, just so you know, this list isn't in a particular order, so don't really worry about where I put anything. So let's get into it. So to start off, number 1 on this list is the hoverboard. The hoverboard is actually one of the rarest items in Mad City, and this is because the only way to obtain it was by reaching level 100 in Season 2. Overall, the hoverboard is one of the coolest vehicles in Mad City, since it's one of the only vehicles in game that hovers. Another feature that made this one of the most unique vehicles in game was the ability to do tricks mid-air. The hoverboard was the only vehicle in game that allowed you to do this, making it one of the coolest and most unique vehicles in game. But moving on, number 2 on this list is the Banshee. The Banshee was a flying vehicle that also came out in Season 2, which is potentially even rarer than the hoverboard now, since it was available for an even shorter amount of time. The way players got this vehicle was by defeating Cluckles in the game's first ever boss battle, by cracking open its massive egg in the middle of the city and fighting it. Once the boss was defeated, everyone in the server got a Banshee, even if you didn't help with the fight at all. The speed of the Banshee was about equal to the plane, but it looked a lot cooler and it was only available for a limited time. But anyway, that brings us to number 3, the UFO. The UFO was another flying vehicle, which could only be obtained by reaching rank 100 in Season 4. The UFO is one of the fastest flying vehicles in the whole game. It's also impossible for the UFO to be disabled by explosives, so no matter how much you're being shot at in the UFO, you can always escape. This makes the UFO one of the best vehicles for getting away from others in the whole game. But anyway, number 4 on this list is the Invisible Boatmobile. This is one of the game's most unique vehicles for how strangely hilarious this car actually is. Like you may have guessed from the name, the Invisible Boatmobile is literally an invisible car. The way you got it was by defeating Star-Lord in the limited time boss battle that was held in Season 4. When you spawn in the vehicle, you don't actually see anything show up, but you're still able to walk into the car and jump on top of it. But the best part is, getting into the car still shows the player sitting, but it looks like they're just sitting in thin air. Plus, the speed on the vehicle is actually pretty decent. Now, just before I move on to the 5th and final vehicle in this video, I'd just like to take a moment real quick to thank you for watching this far. And if you have made it this far without leaving a like or subscribing, then I'd really appreciate it if you did one or the other. I'm a pretty small channel, so it'd be really helpful.
Thanks.
Anyway, moving on, the final free vehicle in this video is the rarest vehicle in all of Mad City. There are only 100 players in the whole game that own this vehicle. And you may know it, it's called the Cyberplane. The Cyberplane was added in a top secret event in the minigames update in Season 6, with the Cyberplane being the prize for the first 100 players to complete the event. After that, nobody was able to get it. This is an extremely powerful vehicle that can travel through the air at insanely high speeds. Its missiles also only take a second to lock onto its target and deliver devastating blows. And overall, you would not want to fight someone flying one of these. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. This video has taken me hours to make, so if you could leave a like or subscribe, then that would be really appreciated. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!